Hi there folk, welcome back to another video beer review. Today we'll be coming out of Darkstar and it is their Prize Old Ale 2024. Now, I have had this for a bit of time actually. I know Real Ale Craft Beer, Simon's actually reviewed this relatively recently. I have had this, Adam, Mersey Beers, can tell you how long I've had this for because I gave him a bottle. Because it's become a bit of a thing that I want to buy every year. I bought it last year when it first came out, and it sold out really, really quickly. And it was because they kind of said back when they did it that, this was once in a kind of lifetime release because it's been years since they'd last done it. So I thought, well, let's get it again this year. But haven't had the time, haven't been in the right kind of state of mind or thought or whatever to have it. Let's give it a go this evening. A Prize Old Ale, a stock old ale, coming at a very sessionable 9% ABV. Now, from memory, the last year's batch was a brand new fresh stock ale blended with a small amount of I think it was I don't know whether it was 20 or 30-year-old batch of one of the earlier stock ales from George Gale. Now, I'll read the back of the bottle and be able to tell you if it's any different, but that's at least what I remember it being. So it says, while out exploring Darkstar has rediscovered an old batch of this classic fruity, strong, dark ale. We brewed a fresh batch, maturing the recipe and blended the two together. So it's not giving an age statement on this year's bottle, but it did do that on last year's bottle. What we have created is truly out of this world. So I'd basically say look back on last year's review, and I don't know how to do it so you can look here or look here, because I'm not a techno whiz, but I love the techno, but not, you know what I mean. But look back on my channel I'll put it in the description box below, for last year's video of this, and you can probably then hear what I say about it back then. So, ingredients are water, malted barley. In fact, it just says malted barley, torrefied wheat, hops, Gale's yeast, water. So yeah, it's done everything round the wrong way. Energy. It's got calories. I don't want to know that. That's calorific of some form. Best before 31st of December 2027. So, that's just a number really, isn't it? George Gale and Co Limited. Well, obviously it was a brewery that was absorbed by Fuller's, I think it was. And then now of course Darkstar, which is a brewery that doesn't exist either anymore. So produced by Asahi. So let's crack this one open. Darkstar obviously says on the cap that may as well be brewed in fucking anywhere else. Good bit of hiss on the opening of that one. I think it's brewed in London nowadays, because I'm 90% sure that Darkstar doesn't exist. Oh, that's an aroma. That is an aroma. That's an interesting one. And it smells different to what it did last year as well. So obviously, like I say, they're using a fresh batch of an old ale, an old stock ale, and they're blending it with an old batch of an older stock ale. So you can imagine, a little bit left in the bottle still. You can imagine it's not bottle conditioned, I don't think either. Thank fuck, because that would be a disaster. You can imagine that there's going to be some interesting aromas coming off this one, and there is. It smells, all I can smell is funk, but I remember getting that off the last batch I had. It's a proper stock ale. It's how they used to be brewed, Foaming up nicely. This glass is good for that. Yeah, it's like raisins, sultanas, figginess, nice tartness to it. quite savoury. We'll dive in. Cheers. It's more balsamic-y than last year was. Definitely is. Definitely is, my word. Almost verging on too much, I'd say. It's got nice kind of raisiny, toffee, caramel notes. And a little bit of a licoricey hint at the back there as well. But I remember last year's being much more easy drinking than this is. This is, you know, hits you a bit. With the kind of balsamic notes of it. It's going to be a sipper for sure. Yeah, it's just the balsamic. It's almost like a, not quite Duchesse, but it's not far away from that. Like a Flanders Red, almost. A bit of a shame, really, for me, because it's not the style that I enjoy. And I can say I remember last year it just being a little faint hint of that. Hidden behind a lot of elements of a proper, robust vintage ale. This, it's, yeah, just a bit too much, I think. Which is a shame, but I will drink it, I will get through it. Yeah, Dark Star there, Prize Old Ale. I don't think this is as good as last year. I think last year was much more drinkable. And much less traditionally sour, like a Flanders Red or something like that. Yeah, bit of a shame that, unfortunately, but yeah, I'll still buy it again next year or later on this year. Dark Star there, Prize Old Ale 2024. Yeah, not 100% for me. Anyway, see you next one.